Hi, my name is Lola Jane. I am from the Bronx, New York. I was born in Orlando, Florida, raised in New York City. We always jumped back and forth. I have family in both New York and Florida. My mother loved the sun. My grandmother, we would stay with her for the majority of the time. We couldn't stay too long because my mother had multiple sclerosis. So the heat, we get a little sick and we'll go right back to New York City. I always said it felt like the best of both worlds. But the time that we had with my grandmother, sometimes we would have they called it Bohemian nights. And when it was late enough for the kids to, go to bed, you would hear the parents and the adults and, my grandmother's friends, like laughing, and you could tell they were like drinking and playing guitar, and my grandmother was singing to them, and they would all sing together if they knew the song. So I remember that. I know that my grandmother's passion for music, drifted onto my mother, and then my mother had just a huge passion for music, dancing. She was always on the dance floor. My aunt always said that she couldn't sing, and she says it jokingly because she's like, I love my baby sister so much, but my sister could not sing. I always thought she could sing, but then again, I was very young. You think your parents sound like angels because you love them. But yeah, with that, my sister got the juices of love for music, and she sings as well. And I don't know, it's just always been in my blood, listening to all kinds of music, enjoying music, really sitting down with music while we're cleaning, music while we're cooking, music in my headphones while I'm walking, around the block or something like that, and road trips, family gatherings that we always had. It's always been with me, and I would say it truly began in 2016 when I got out of the military. I began writing poetry first, and I remember trying to write my first song, and it turned out to, literally, if I allowed myself to record that poem as a song, it would have been 5 minutes, because it's just a different structure, and it was a new world, and I realized how challenging but amazing it was to take what I love from growing up and what's around me to being able to interpret my own emotions, my life, my experiences through music. I truly love the Bronx, mainly because I grew up in the Bronx. I have a lot of memories. I've met a lot of amazing people in the Bronx. It's kind of like my home. I moved around a lot, to be honest with you, but we always found ourselves in different parts. So I lived in Great Concourse, near Parkchester, actually on Simpson, but my dad has actually had his apartment, been in his apartment for about 15 years now. So that's where I did middle school, and usually when I come home to visit, I'll go to his house. So I guess that's where you can call home now. But I love the Bronx because, like I said, my experiences, my memories, and also it is super, I think, authentic in certain ways. You'll have all cultures and backgrounds, food and stores, and you have little huts that you'll just not find anywhere else, where they have the most flavorful tacos or something like that, or the best gyros, or the best cocoa breads. I forgot the beef patties. And yes, you can find that in Brooklyn, but you'll find a lot of places like that also in the Bronx. Everybody knows everybody. Yeah, I'll take care of you. You find corner stores, families that maybe they can't, feed themselves or their families that much that week, and there's a lot of stores that will say, "No, I got you until the next time I see you." And you hope that nobody takes advantage of that, but it's nice to know that they look out for their people. No, I've seen you all the time. Don't worry, I got you. So I love that. I love all parts of the Bronx.
I think you already said something that, but one of the questions is what art brought to your life. You kind of started, but
what's the question again?
What art
has brought into my life? Honestly, art has brought a lot of friendship, family, realization, of myself and the industry and the people around me. I've learned a lot about myself through art, through being able to express myself that way, and then hearing it back to me. You know, feelings that I've felt, emotions that I've felt, things that I've gone through, and when things get hard, I can look back at how far I was, how low I was, or even how happy I was, and how I can get back to that. You know, either I healed from it, or I know that I can always find home. Because we're strong. We're all strong people if we tap into that, if we hold on to our confidence, if we remind ourselves, because it's not like art is there and it's just so easy and you can create it and it always comes to you. Sometimes it's difficult, but it also shows you the passion that you have for it, to keep striving and to keep on reaching for it, no matter when it gets inspirational. Difficult encounters that I've had by being a woman in the industry, honestly, I can't tell you honestly that I've had many, and I'm grateful for that. I've seen things happen, and I take it into consideration, kind of, I jot it down in my mental, either, intentions from people and energy. I strongly believe in that. I'm sorry for my friends that have gone through things like contracts where they'll mentally, seduce a woman, I would say, into contracts. This is personal experience that I know. This doesn't maybe happen to everybody, but that's what happened. Not really respecting their time, women, as much as men. And that's it. I can't really say that I have a confident answer on that, just because I've never really experienced too much. But I'm proud to say that my mother and my aunt and my grandmother were strong women in my family that taught me, for the most part, how to stand my ground in certain situations and to know when to step back when it starts getting uncomfortable. So maybe I've cut it to the chase before something's happened to me, and I'm grateful for it to happen, that's happened that way. But I would say if I do ever encounter a situation like that, I will try to have as much patience as I can. I will continue to stand my ground and stand up for myself, but also make sure that I'm aware with all my senses of my surroundings and making sure I'm safe at all times. Advice that I would give other women is to be true to yourself, always. Never forget your value. Remind yourself of your worth and the beautiful qualities that you have. Get in touch with things that you're maybe not so happy with, so that you can learn to understand them and learn to love them, so that outside noises don't defeat us more often than not. We're all human, and we'll hear no's, but for every no, we'll get a lot closer to a yes. That doesn't mean that we are incapable. That doesn't mean that because one person judged you for being a woman doesn't mean that there's anything wrong. People have their own opinions, and that doesn't define you. You define yourself. So think highly of yourself. Go full force with everything that you love, that makes you happy. Spread more love and kindness to yourself and around you. Don't deny love, healthy love. And self-care all day, every day, baby.